Welcome back, everyone, to Showbiz India's Celebrity Profile. And today with us, I have a very special guest, the very funny and extremely talented Parvesh Cheena. Welcome to Showbiz India.
Hey, thanks for having me, everyone.
And let's begin with Outsourced, of course,
Right.
season finale.
It's a big one.
How do you feel?
It's kind of like mixed feelings because we're so proud. We've had a wonderful year, 22 episodes, a full season order of Desis on American television, but it is a little bittersweet because it's the end, and there's a lot of romance, and there's a lot of like ends that are being like tied up, some loose ends. So I don't know. I'm anticipating our final episode, but so it's a little like I'm still like right here. I'm holding it close.
Yeah.
It's like my baby still before we let it out into the world.
Of course. And, obviously there's a lot of uncertainty. We talked about that
Sure.
with Anisha last week as well, that about whether the show's going to come back or not. As fans of the show, as in South Asians, what can people do to hopefully motivate coming back of the show?
The best thing is to watch live. Like it or not, network television is advertiser based.
Sure,
We
of
got
course.
commercials,
Yeah.
so they like it when you watch it live. And then also a lot of our fans have started like support our show, save our show kind of
On
websites.
Facebook?
Facebook, Twitter, petition site, and like there's a Keep Outsourced website. So it's just all of those that we'll send over to NBC and all the higher ups that be. But the great thing is just keep watching and let people know and tell your friends to watch too.
Speaking of your character, and I'm telling you this not because you're in front of me, because this is the absolute truth. I know a lot of people just love your character. You're their favorite
Thank you.
on the show.
Yeah.
Your character's kind of eccentric, right?
He's a goofball. I love him because he says what he thinks, and he tries to be a nice, good guy who fails. So he's not mean. He's not malicious. There's no like sinister side to him. He's just like this big teddy bear who wants love and friends. You know how we go to work sometimes, regular Joes who go to work. They're like, all right, it's a job, clock in, clock out. Gupta goes to work excited because he gets to hang out with Manmeet and Asha and Madhuri and everybody.
Right.
It's fun.
Right.
So that kind of like sweet side, sometimes I can be sweet.
Yeah, is that real you?
Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes I can be sweet. So it's been a big pleasure, that to have people come up to me and tell me that they like my work, they like the character I'm doing. I'm tickled.
So do you have a comedic side to you? I know you've done stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
But like personally.
Yeah, I mean, like anyone, like any actor, you have your quiet times, and let's be thankful for that. I think my friends, family would go crazy if I didn't have like down off time. But yeah, I like pulling pranks. I like needling people and like being sarcastic, just like anyone else. But I think I'm quieter than Gupta.
Now you've studied musical theater?
Yeah.
Wow,
I did.
That's amazing. So
I
which,
did study
which,
it.
which
I don't
one?
think I succeeded
Oh,
at
come
it,
on.
but I did study it. I wanted to be well-rounded.
So what do you think you enjoy more, singing or acting?
Acting.
Yes.
I think for everyone, they would enjoy the acting more. You do not want to hear me sing.
Really?
No, because
I was just about to ask you to sing.
I was like listening to Miss Saigon on the way here, so I'm like, no, I cannot. I was singing aloud. I'm like, Parvesh, you do not have a good voice. I can
No,
move,
come on.
and I can carry a tune if I'm in like a chorus. So I'm a really good company guy. Like the trio that'll come forward. But hopefully one day I'll graduate into like Nathan Lane parts, like the producers or
Oh
something.
yeah,
But,
what a great play that is.
and he's great, but at the same time, he's got a great voice.
Right.
He does have a good voice. So, no, I think you'd be happy. You can see me dance every so often on Outsourced. I think we've jiggled this around a lot
Right.
on network television.
Yes.
That's my dancing. You just shake your body parts.
Yeah.
Then you stop, and then they keep shaking. Everyone thinks I'm a good dancer. I'm like, no, I stopped dancing like a minute ago. That's just my body keeping, it's still moving.
So did you do any preparation watching Bollywood flicks for that Bachnaya Hasino thing?
Yeah, because I haven't danced in a while. If I'd been dancing regularly, I think I'd be a lot smaller, But when they told me that this was going to be a possibility, so they said, all right, Parvesh, you're going to be singing the song, the Bachnaya Hasino remix. I'm like, the what remix?
You don't watch Bollywood?
Not since I was a kid.
Right.
Then you
Yeah.
go away from it, and then like it starts to come back. Like when you own your identity and ethnicity. I saw the video and I'm like, oh no, I can't do this. And then the choreographer, Fred Talixon, who choreographs everywhere in town, he choreographed CeeLo and Gwyneth Paltrow, that performance on the Grammys. And Fred had also choreographed 2 of Madonna's tours.
Wow.
I didn't learn any of this until the last day. And I'm glad I didn't, because he just worked with me and he said like, oh, you're actually picking it up. I'm going to keep all the choreography the same. So I'm like, great. On the last day, all the other dancers, or my friend, actually another Reshma, who has worked with Fred a bit,
Right.
she was like, oh yeah, I met Fred when I did the first Madonna tour. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is the choreographer for Madonna, and he's working with me.
Well, fantastic.
It was kind of crazy and surreal, and then I got scared. But luckily, it was on the day, so we had to just shoot it.
So it was great. It was very, very well done.
Thank you. It was, I think I'll always have, it's a dream to have like danced on television, and I'll always have that, big Bollywood number. What other Indian American actor on network television in the States gets to do that?
You had done television before, ER and couple. So how did you land Outsourced?
ER actually was my very first television gig when I moved here in 2004. Small parts here and there, like any other actor, you're making your way. A guest star here, recurring when you get to do the same character a couple episodes in a row on different shows. Outsourced was just like most of us actors. I have no power or pull. I didn't know any of the directors or writers. My agent got the submission for, we're looking for these types for a show set in a call center in India, and they wanted me for Manmeet because that was the age range, like late 20s,
Right.
That kind of guy. But I'm not a not a Manmeet at all. I'm not a would-be Lothario ladies' man. Women would be a little scared of this package. For Gupta, the description, when I read, you see all the parts, for Gupta, it was any age, any body type, any character actors wanted, and sad, needy eyes. So I'm like, that's it. That's the part.
Well, I think that's a fantastic example for aspirants out there as well, to just go up and get it no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Make your dreams come true. What would you have to say to people out there? And there's so many of them, and seems to have been growing. It's a growing community of South Asians wanting to become actors. What would you say to them?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of artists here. I think that we always fear, it's that, I think that this is old school now, that the generation, my generation and previous is the parents who would be like, don't do it, no arts, you have to go into business, medicine, law, we hear it all the time. No, if you're gonna go into it, you have to know yourself. Are you good enough? I mean, that is a question you have to ask yourself.
Right.
I thought I was. I think I am. I might not be in the future, I might not have been in the past. Right now I am. And then in that case, I had to study for it. It wasn't something I could go do something else and then jump into it.
And speaking of the future, what can your fans look forward to?
Well, I just got cast on an animated show for kids. I can't say what it is yet, but it has to do with, it has been a movie and it has been a cartoon in the past. I think that that's what I can kind of give right there.
Okay, well,
and I'll be on the side of the
congratulations.
good. Thank you. I'll be on the side of the good, if that helps at all. But they're very strict about it. But I'm very excited to be a cartoon.
In conclusion, I'd like you to share as a secret to all our Showbiz India viewers, something you've not shared, hopefully, with anyone else. Give me a favorite anecdote on the sets of Outsourced.
We are, we're a total family, and that is not any, none of those fake answers. Honestly, Anisha, Riz, Sasha, Ben, Rebecca, Pippa, Diedrich have been the new family. That being said, we kind of torture Anisha because Anisha is everyone's kid sister. She's like
Sweet.
you've met her,
Yes,
those
very
big
cute.
eyes
Yeah.
and everything. So we torture her, we tease her, we lock her in her dressing room, we do all these things. We have done a lot to
Lock her in her dressing room.
we just hold the door shut when she's been called to set. Sasha, because he's a very naughty Britishman, so he gets to play along too. We convinced Anisha that at the end of the episode, end of the series, it was going to be next on Outsourced, somebody dies. And we convinced her for like a week or two that Madhuri was gonna die.
Poor thing.
In the final episode.
Oh,
Just like a
no.
full Bollywood death too. Like, you know, like she saves like her lover with like from like snake poison. We said that she's gonna be sucking, you know, the poison
she believed
out of
you?
Guru's like
Oh.
hand, you know? And she was so sad and everything. But we did tell her that next week on Outsource, Madhuri dies. She is one of my best friends. I saw her over the weekend and we went to the beach. I can say that, but like she got really mad. She got really mad because we would just say like Madhuri. We'd always be like, Anisha, next week.